Hello, it's the 16th of March 2025 at 11:41 p.m, so it's a Sunday, and I'm trying to look for some kind of blanky page thing, and so just search for a blank page. So this is kind of a YouTube thing that I did again. These are kind of stuff I like to watch on a Sunday, or any day that feels like it's a Sunday, you know, where you just want to like just sit and relax and, you know, have a cup of tea and watch stuff that's going on. So I'll start off with my mate Vince. He has been going on for a long time. I've forgotten how to do this. There we go. I think we do. Is it? No, hang on. More. There we go. Channel details. He joined in 2014. He does fix-it videos. There's a couple of things that he does. That mainly kind of electronics kind of stuff. Like his latest video is this one here. Where he's got this huge monitor. It's a Samsung Odyssey G9, and although when you plug it in it registers that it's a monitor, it doesn't, and the backlight comes on, it doesn't show what's going on. So let's have a, but he does a bunch of stuff. There's one time, as you can see by all the stuff that he's got, and the videos, they last a long time. I mean, these are short ones. I think these are his tea break videos, he calls. And he says, like, if you just want to have a cup of tea and have a look at what I'm doing, that kind of stuff. But most of his videos are in the region of, hours and stuff. Let's go videos. Half an hour, hour and a half, that kind of stuff. So it's not a quick video. It's stuff that you just want to sit and relax and you just let life do its thing. As you see, hour longs, hour and a half longs, hour and three quarters, and that kind of stuff. There was, let's have a look, his Rolls Royce thing. He bought a Rolls Royce for cheap. Here we go. And okay. Sorry, I'm going to mute this because of, I'm sorry. If you need to make money, but you know, I know that what's happening is Google is actually forcing these at the front of the video so they're in profit. I mean, at the beginning already, you know, it's just whatever. So anyway, so we've got to watch this skip ad. There we go. In fact, let's have a go if I can do this without the video playing again, because it's got a really simplistic, but I like it's a catchy kind of opening tune. Whenever you want to play.
Hello,
oh, it doesn't.
From my mate Vince, and this is just a little update video on my Rolls Royce Silver Spirit. I need to do a little fix on it, and I thought I'd just make a very short video. Nothing too involved, but a lot of people did love the Rolls Royce series, so I want to do little updates every now and then.
So there you go. So that's just basic. That's that was his Rolls Royce video, and he bought it for dirt cheap, and there's a heck of a lot wrong with it. And the reason he bought it, as he says, is like he's not a professional anything, but what he does is he used to be a telephone engineer, and so he has a kind of like an engineering kind of background, as far as like minds and thoughts and stuff. And so you know, he likes to take things apart and see if he can get them working again, and he's usually pretty good at getting it done. So let's have a look. So back page, I think, if I can find the video that we were looking at. There we go.
But what is it doing there? So
let's see if we can go back to...
Mr. doing in there. Not too sure, but it should be an interesting one. But it's definitely recognising here. So the main brain of it must be okay. For some reason, it's just not displaying anything. It's just displaying the backlight, which gives you this kind of blue hue here. So let's get the back off, the FutureCanoe out, and let's see if it gives us any idea about what the full might be.
So there we go. So I'll leave it at that. Again, I'm not here to piggyback off people's channels. I just want to show stuff that I think is really, really nice. You know, good channels to watch. None of this clickbait. You know, 15 things that'll blow your mind. Number 7 is the best. Right now, then let's move to the next one. This is the Crafsman. So it's Craftsman with a T missing. This guy is really, really cool. He makes little toys. This little insignia, that's a glove puppet that he made, and that's basically all you see of him. He makes all these little toys, like he does sculpty toys. I think he uses sculpty to make soft resin things and blah blah blah. And he just, you know, and you see what I mean, because this is a very, very Sunday what they call it now, Sunday kind of video. Because let's have a go at this one here. Okay, I'm gonna mute it because if I've got to see if I can mute it. Yeah. There you go. Stuff that people don't need to watch, but he has another channel. I'll probably hope I don't get copywritten for this, which is stupid. I got copywritten for the last one I did.
In our last episode, we talked about the wonderful world of soft vinyl. I got quite a bit of interest in that video. It has done better than my videos have been doing lately, and I've got a lot of comments and interest about DIY softfubi, or aka folkfubi. So today's video is going to be all about trying to crack the code of how to do this at home. When I set out to make this video, honestly, I probably spent way more time than I should have testing and experimenting. I spent 2 weeks trying a variety of resin, as well as ways to get this paint to stick to resin.
So there you go again. And I just watched a video now. Let's see if I can find it in my history. Where he picked 7 videos. There we go. You could, if you want to pause. This is stuff that I've watched. Because basically, I just look at the random. I just hit home, and then look and just scroll. I don't do any searches and stuff because that's how you used to do YouTube back in the day. Oh, back in the day. Right, now where is he? No, I did see it. It should be here. It should be near the top because I was it recently. Okay, later with that and that. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. So Crafsman Steady Crafting, he is starting a new idea, which is he got 7 videos that are kind of out there, and you know, and they're wholesome. They're really good. I think he even said that one of them has a kind of swear word in it, but it's not like that. It's like I mean, you watch it if you want. And I mean, nobody watches this stuff anyway, so it doesn't matter as far as my stuff is concerned. But yeah, so yeah, and this is really well done. It has that nice soft Sunday afternoon feel about it as well. Okay, then we have StezStix Fix. Okay. Oh, in fact, I didn't do the. Hang on, what am I doing here? YouTube. Do that one. Then we go here. Pause that, and then go to the Custom Study Crafting, and then more, and oh, there's a bunch of stuff if you want to have a look at his stuff. And these are really nice people. I don't know them personally, but they joined in October 2015, so they've been here for about 10 years, 278 videos, but the work is very nice. So back to StezStix Fix. So he is from England. I think he's from Lancaster, or Lancashire anyway. He joined in 2020, so he's been doing this for 5 years, 6 years now, something like that. Seems longer, but anyway, so he fixes stuff as well. So let's have a look. And there's other things if you want to look at it and stuff. And basically, let's do this one. This is the one that I watched today. Somebody donated a faulty R2D2, and he went to see if he could fix it. So commercials. And again, commercials. Okay, but let me watch the video first before. Anyway.
R2D2.
Okay. Okay, let's start from the beginning. He's got a nice sense of humour as well.
R2D2 thing.
This was very kindly sent over to me by
John from Hove. And John says, "Hello Steve and Dave, really enjoy your channel and thought you might be able to fix the enclosed R2 unit. I purchased it from a charity shop, aka thrift store, for the wallet bursting amount of £2. Not sure what that is in Republican credits. No, me neither. When you place batteries in it and turn on the power, it sometimes makes a whimpering sound and then dies. Usually it does nothing. I'm not actually sure what it's supposed to do. Hopefully you can find out. Thanks again for all your content." Thank you. Right, we're looking at it. It has got wheels on the bottom that appear to be on some kind of clutch system. So I'm guessing it is supposed to move around the place. Oh. Yeah, and the head rotates in time with that movement. Okay. So the batteries must go in there. Let's open that up. Okay. So it takes 4 AA batteries. That's interesting, isn't it? Oh, I can see greenness, green bluey stuff. Not that though. Mainly on that one. Oh, a little bit on that one. Well, let's put some batteries in here. See if we're getting the voltage all the way through. Nice. So that one is loose, but it's got a spring inside here, which pushes through that hole to keep that in place. So it fits in like that.
Right, so I'll kind of pause here because what happens usually is he's got this thing called he's a Patreon crew. I forgot what he calls them. Yeah, and what he does is he does a little wrap thing. So let's see if I can find his wrap thing. Okay, because he usually does it near the beginning, but maybe he does it a bit further. There it is. There we go. So here we go.
This R2 unit, I think it's broken.
What do you mean? Oh, broken?
I mean it don't work as it should.
Fix it then, you stupid bucket.
I'll give it a go. I might be able.
I really wish she was so unreliable.
Enough 3PO. Let me get on with this. I gotta say thanks to Kui Genius.
So there we go. So that's where he goes through his Patreon crew. And then he's got a little timer in the corner here because he says that some people complain about his wraps are amateur. So what? At least he's doing it. And so he actually has a countdown. So if you want to skip 65 seconds ahead, but that's basically him. StezStix Fix, and he's very good. He has a nice sense of humour. Let's move to the next one. Aging Wheels. Now, Aging Wheels joined in 2014. I think he's an engineer. I think I don't want to say what because I don't know. But he collects cars, and did he work for NASA or something? He did something. Anyway, so and he's got like a bunch of cars. It started off he bought like Eastern European cars and stuff like that, and fixed them. And he's got a collection of weird and wonderful ones. Okay, let's have a look here. Can I fix some lingering issues on week? Okay, this might be one. That's good. So we do this, then mute it. Okay, because of course it's going to be a commercial, because why not? Okay, so we do this and then mute
one
it.
or more small things wrong
And then
with
we
it.
pause it. Then we could pause it back to the beginning. So I know I should edit all this, but I just don't have the capability. I've got the software. I just don't know. I don't have the mental capacity at the minute to learn. But anyway, so this is Aging Wheels. Just a bunch of your stuff.
I have several cars that have one or more small things wrong with them. These are things that won't take very long to fix at all, but for various reasons, I've procrastinated working on them. Well, it's time I stop procrastinating and make a large payment toward my project debt. All right, let's get out of here before I die. The most immediate issue with the white Solo... Nope. With the white Solo, I shall now demonstrate by reinserting a fuse.
So there you go. So I won't go any further than that, because again, I just want to give you an idea of these people's channels without going to, without sponging off and whatever like that. But yeah, Aging Wheels, it's really good. He's got a really bizarre sense of humour in a good way. He at one point bought a school bus and he was going to a full school bus, and he cut the back off of it to make it look like a pickup truck, and he was going to have, you know, park one of his cars, his small cars, in the back of it, and then the front would be like a living, working thingy. But he ended up getting overwhelmed with that, so he ended up getting rid of the bus, which is a shame. But his earlier videos were more project, like he'd get a car, like I forgot what car it was, some kind of Middle Eastern two-stroke car that needed a lot of work to it, and he kind of again, he didn't have any experience, and then he just basically broke it down and put it together. Now it's just little projects that he does this, like he buys weird cars, like this one was from a company that's gone out of business, I think it was, or that made this model and then retracted them because there was so much wrong with it, something. But that's basically what he does. So enough of that guy. FutureCanoe, I don't know if I mentioned this guy before, but this is definitely a Sunday afternoon watch. He joined 2022. From what I understand from videos that I've watched, one thing is he's got like a very drony voice, and either people didn't like it or he didn't like it, something like that, blah blah blah, and he was surprised how popular he's become. He's got how many subscribers? 3.62 million subscribers in what's that, 3 years? My goodness. But he's really, really good. He's got a really silly sense of humour. And let's have a look at this one. Struggle meals is one of his series that he does, because everyone has a struggle meal, you know, whether it's just like making ramen noodles or blah 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 blah, but this is one that he does. So as we do this, and then we hit mute. Oh, it doesn't come with an advert. Okay, so I'm in the middle of this anyway, so I'll just unmute it then, so you can hear what he's like and blah blah blah.
Home of Alabama told us that her recipe is just mine, but 10 times better. And it's gonna be like a fried potato dish. With a boiled potato, as usual, gonna peel the skin back to have fun. Adding 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, some mozzarella, and Tuscan garlic. I don't have that, so I'm adding some good old American garlic. Salt, pepper, and Old Bay seasoning. Mash it up with a Ligma Fork.
That's his Ligma Fork, by the way. That's one of his
coat everything to panko, and we're ready to fry it up.
Icons, is what they call it.
Probably should have shallow fried. I feel like I'm wasting a lot of oil over here. We fried at 350 for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. I know exactly which recipe Sarah's referring to here. It's the potato pillow thing from Miss Sure and Miss Huck. Whether or not it's better than that, we're gonna have to give it a taste to find out. Alright. You win, Sarah. This is a little bit better than the potato pillow thing, because without the panko in the beginning of the frying process, everything sticks to each other and the bottom of the pan. The breading.
So there you go. So FutureCanoe, and I mean that's 8 days ago. It's already got 2.2 million views. I mean he's really, really good at what he does. And it's a good Sunday afternoon thing. You're just sitting down, looking out the window, watching the world go by, having a cup of tea, and you got this playing. You know what I mean? It's really nice. Then we have Atomic Shrimp. He's been around for a while. He's since 2008, so he's been there like I think 3 or 4 years since after it started. Now he did a lot of he does mainly a couple of few things. He goes for a walk. He's a bit of an amateur forager. He knows like around him what plants are edible and what aren't, and so he does a bit of foraging for food as that's concerned. He's not like a survivalist or anything like that. It's just you know, he just knows what's going on in a good way, as far as you know what food to eat in the, you know, around the nature and blah blah blah. He does these things where he gives himself a challenge, say like if you I'm trying to think what's this one here, cooking challenge, buying the cheapest things. So he'll say something like, I'm gonna spend £1 a day, and in that with that pound I'm going to feed myself for 3 meals for £1 a day or something like that. So challenge myself to budget cooking, which is really cool. And again, this is foraging and eating, and he just goes around. I think I'll show that one, because you see what I'm saying, because he's not like, oh, you got to forage and eat because the government blah blah blah. He's not that kind of guy. He also did a bunch of stuff. In fact, I'll say, let's have a look at this one first. Oh, mute. Okay. I miss how YouTube used to be. I wouldn't mind making a different one, but...
And we're off into the woods to get some wild garlic. This is my go-to spot for wild garlic and a few other things. It's a little bit of a trek to get here, but it's well worth it.
Okay, I'll stop there. That was actually well timed. Yeah, that's why, you know, this is one thing that just wanders around and, you know, gets like garlic and herbs and stuff. Right, let's have a look at what other stuff we have. Yeah, this one, wasn't it? Let's have a look at this. Mute! Oh, okay, we don't have to.
Sitting part 2 will be ready when you finish this part. But if that's too much watch time for one day, part 2 will still be there when and if you do want to see it. Anyway, rules and parameters, there won't be very many because rules make rules lawyers. I just thought we'd try and stretch that £10 and see how far we can get with it, see how many different meals we can make with it. Maybe for 2 different people, maybe for myself and Jenny, so we'll try and make normal-ish meals. And whilst the £10 is going to be the budget for the shopping, let's say that from the cupboards and fridge and table sauces and spice rack and whatnot, that we can use reasonable, moderate amounts. So that is things like a little pinch of herbs and spices here and there, maybe things like a spoonful of sugar to sweeten something, but not a whole cup full of sugar to use as an ingredient.
So there you go. So that's a thing that he does. And another thing that he does, if I can find it. Oh, he did a series of strange things in a can, where he goes around looking for weird stuff that's in a can. And one thing that he does is he opens cans, even pull tab cans. He uses a can opener, and his you know, it's just the way he is, because his experiences when he opens pull tab cans, he ends up splashing it on himself. So he'd rather just use a normal can opener. That's one of his idiosyncrasies. Another thing he does, if I can find it, is he's one of those people who answers clickbait emails, scam baiting. There we go.
And not going straight to the point if you're ready or not. If you are, you would have responded.
Right, here we go. Let's to the beginning. Okay, I'm going to mute it. Maybe commercial. No.
And that led to quite a lengthy conversation. So, buckle up, it looks like it's time to go scam baiting again. The email, which I feel sure I've seen before in exactly this format, reads: your payment file from 3 different banks, Bank of Scotland, Deutsche Bank Germany and Bank of America, were compiled and submitted to my desk this morning for review. The total sum owed to you by the 3 banks mentioned above was sum up to the tune of $18,500,000 US. Now, the fund has been totally locked in one particular escrow account, non-deductible, here in the Federal Reserve Bank on your name, while waiting for accreditation to your personal bank account in any part of the world. Meanwhile, after due scrutiny and verification, I confirm that you have fulfilled all the necessary obligations that will enable the release of your payment to you, but yet your payment was not released to you due to one flimsy excuse or the other from the bank officials in charge of your payment, because they had the intention of diverting your funds to their private accounts in order to satisfy their selfish interest. You are, however, lucky that the management of the US Federal Reserve Bank detected their evil plans, and therefore called for the submission of your payment file to us, so we can personally handle the payment assignment to ensure that you receive your funds accordingly. Now, all modalities regarding your fund release has been put in place here in the Reserve Bank of America, thus your funds have been made ready for transfer in our sophisticated macro transfer system. What we need from you now is to provide to us the bank account of your choice which you want us to transfer the funds, so we can expedite action for the accreditation of your funds into your account immediately. Below is the information needed for your transfer.
So there we go, I'll leave it at that. So you get the idea what he does. He responds to emails, but he does he invents these strange characters with strange idiosyncrasies. So that's Atomic Shrimp. Very, very dry humour, but he's very good. He's very good because again he wants to waste scam baiters' time. Beau Miles. Now Beau Miles is an amazing man. He's from Australia, I think. Or is he from New Zealand? I think he's from Australia. I do apologise. Okay, let's have a look. This should tell me. Okay, so there you go. That's a little bit of about him, if you want to have a look at that. He's from Australia. He joined in 2016, and he recycles, and he doesn't make a big deal about it. That's the whole thing. He just realizes me, and so for like he'll again he started off collecting golf balls when he was a kid, and for instance, this one was one that he did a year ago. Basically, from what I remember, very much like many countries, Australia is separated up into regions, and the region that he lived in didn't have deposit returns on bottles and cans, and so but like a couple of 100 miles or something away from him, the next region honoured the refund of bottles and cans. So him and a mate rented a truck and just drove down the street. One of them was driving the truck while the other one was running down the side of the street collecting bags of waste cans and bottles from the region that he lived in, who don't honour the deposit return, and then with the intention of driving to the other place in order to get a refund. And it wasn't a money-making thing, it was just a case of whatever. And I don't know if it was because of what he did and the popularity he got from it, or if it was on the cards anyway. But if I remember rightly, what happened is the region that he lived in actually said, whatever, and they've starting to do deposit recycling now. So look at him. Sorry, I forgot to hit mute. Okay, so this is a too commercial thing. I don't think this. I think, from what I understand, because it's like I've got friends that have got really small YouTube channels, and anything after about like 10 minutes of video, they find adverts.
Where Kramer and Newman, these weird friends, try and exploit the redemption scheme in New York. Newman, being a bit thick, doesn't understand that you get 5 cents back in New York when you return a bottle or can. His eyes light up when Kramer tells him you can get 10 cents back if you drive them to Michigan.
Now, you're not talking that Michigan deposit bottle scam.
No, I'm off that. Kramer's been trying to pull off the scheme for years, but has never been able to make it work financially, until Newman comes along with a free postal van.
Newman, you magnificent bastard, you did it! Let the collecting begin!
For someone who loves picking up stuff from the roadside, I've always liked Kramer's bootleg idea. Now, it kind of works here in Australia because in New South Wales, 1,000 k's away, they have a redemption scheme they don't here in Victoria.
Okay, I'm just going to go back a bit. That's his shed or his house or something like that. He basically builds things from scrap, and he's built I think he built his own house from scrap, and sheds and chicken coops and all that kind of stuff. The guy's a genius. He's really, really cool.
Because in New South Wales, 1,000 k's away, they have a redemption scheme they don't here in Victoria. I remember doing this as a kid, and then they took redeemables away. They do it up here, they're far more advanced, the Sydney siders. But like Kramer's number crunching, the economy of the idea hasn't stacked up. Until now.
So I'll leave it at that. So I hope that inspires you. His name's Beau Miles. Again, he's from Australia, and his videos are really cool. It's very good Sunday afternoon watching, because it's nice, it's wholesome, it's not fast paced or anything like that, and he's got a nice feel about it. So let's go to the next guy. Paul Whitewick. He is. Let's have a look here. There you go. You can read his bio if you want. I don't know if all of the things I've seen have got this bio, but there you go. And 2011 is when he joined. He kind of wanders around, and he picks, from what the videos I've seen anyway, he sees things, things like again, laid lines and things in the country, and what things are about. And the one that I watched was the mystery chalk object that defies logic. There's 3 or 4 places where they found, distances away from each other, where they found these little chalk cylinders, and nobody knows what they are. And they're, from what he says, they're found in children's graves, and so and this is from like Stone Age kind of time, you know, times of druids and what have you. And so they're trying to find out what it is. So this is, you know, he basically does a little bit of a history thing. Let's have a look here. Mute it. Oh, yeah, there we go. And there we go.
Early 2015, a cold winter's day, and Alice Beasley working for Allen Archaeology. A young archaeologist is part of a team working on an excavation, a fairly routine one at that. The excavation comes to a complete standstill when Alice Beasley finds one of these, a 5,000-year-old chalk drum, and after years of debate, somebody comes up with the most obscure yet logical explanation for its use. Such was the rarity of this object, in fact 4 have only ever been found prior to this one, that it would later be described as the most important prehistoric artefact to be found in Britain in the last 100 years. So what exactly was this object, and why was it so rare? And above all, why was one of the many theorised uses of this object so obscure and yet so logical at the same time? Welcome to the mystery chalk Stone Age object.
There we go. That's why hopefully I've clickbaited it enough so you'd actually be, if anyone watches this anyway, to actually seek out Paul Whitewick. It's very interesting, and you get to, you know, and it's very interesting, as you can see. Whatever. Next one. This isn't interesting. This is a person who has a camera on a gimbal, and he walks around different places, and that's all he does, or she does. I don't know. I think it's a guy, but I may be wrong. Looks like a guy because he's not wearing a skirt, but then again, that's something else in it. Okay. Okay. And they've been there for 4 years now, and they've got 87,000 subscribers. And let's have a look what we're having. Forgotten what. Let's have a look at Whitby for a bit. Okay, that, and then mute. Okay, there you go. And that's it. It's just YouTube library music by the sound of things. And again, this is very Sunday afternoonish. It's like, say you're doing a bit of drawing or fixing something or doing a spot cleaning. God, I'm so sorry. And that ruins it. That's what I mean. You don't. If you're going to have algorithms to put in adverts, put it in a place where it fits. You know what I mean? You just burn somebody because they're just pouring tea onto the tea bags. Or water onto the tea bags, and you just startled him. Okay, sorry. But yeah. So here you are, making a cup of tea, fixing something been put off for a while, sorting out the junk drawer, maybe remaking your bed for Sunday, you know, whatever you do on Sundays, and it's just that's it. And as I say, just to keep going through, I'm going to mute it just in case adverts, but there you go. You just wandering around Whitby playing soft music while with a and you know he has a little bit of knowledge about the towns he's walking around. So I keep saying he, but I honestly think it's a guy, because if you look about it, nobody's looking at him, and why am I going on about that? It's nothing. It's whoever it is blah 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 blah. This is a guy that I found recently, which is also very good Sunday afternoonish. Okay, if you want to read that, you can. And he's 2012, and he's from Vancouver Island, if I remember rightly. And he fixes guitars and other stuff, and he does weird things like this one. He got a banjo for dirt cheap, and it was basically a pile of junk, but it's antique. So what he did is he took it apart and rebuilt it, and I think he turned it into did he turn it into an electric banjo? I think he did, but it's not sacrilegious. It's not like, oh my god, you're taking it. It was a pile of junk. It would have got thrown away. There's so much wrong with it. There it goes.
Hi, I'm Ligma. I'm not a Luthier, and today you can unpucker your buttholes because I'm not going to say anything political. We've got a fun project where I'm going to take a banjo and make it into something other than a banjo. So let's check it out.
Well, I don't think I've heard anything that he's done that's political. I think that's more of a joke than anything else. I think that was basically because he's from Canada, and there's a lot of stuff in America that's going on at the moment. So I think it was him.
It is a very gorgeous.
Just making a silly joke.
That's a reference to the Tonk Brothers. This is all real inlay, not decal. Let's have a look in the case first.
And I think that's him playing in the background.
A handmade wooden plectrum. Plectrum is just another word for a pick, in case you don't know. I believe this is some kind of string mute. I don't really know how these work. I'll look into that. A nut riser for a Hawaiian guitar. Another plectrum, broken. A handmade plectrum. Tiny key. Oh my god. It works. I can't get it out. There we go.
I'm going to pause it there. I'm going to take that as the. In fact, I'll go back to my blank page again. Yeah. So that was. In fact, what I'll do is I'll do this and then go back to Not a Luthier, back to his page. He's got 250 videos. He's got again, he's just fixing guitars and other instruments, and if necessary, he'll change them and that kind of stuff. So he's not just like customizing stuff. He fixes if possible, and stuff like that banjo, which is basically it was beyond repair. He basically brought back to life, and so there you go. And that's that. So there were a bunch of my Sunday afternoon watches. I hope that it's inspirational, and there we go, really. And as always, just remember that you got to